I wonder if there's anybody who looks like Mr. Bean. This guy's like an alien, Mr. Bean. Like he talks to a teddy bear and all that.
Yeah.
I wonder koi insan hai aisa. Like there has to be. There's billions of people in the world. There has to be some person like this. So I wrote, like Indian Mr. Bean. I just put it up on Google. And there was an Indian Mr. Bean. This guy, he looks exactly like Mr. Bean. So I was like, man, that's interesting. I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Mr. Bean lookalike that you met. How was that experience? Where did you find that guy and what happened?
So I was running out of stories. I'm like, okay. I mean, how many... Okay, you've covered the themes of love and
Yeah.
entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and the LGBTQ community. And
Yeah.
I was just looking for something different, And I was watching Mr. Bean, okay? Yes, I'm 30 years old. Yes, I still watch Mr. Bean. So I was watching Mr. Bean. And I was like, I wonder if there's anybody who looks like Mr. Bean. This guy's like an alien, Mr. Bean. Like he talks to a teddy bear and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder koi insan hai aisa. Like there has to be. There's billions of people in the world. There has to be some person like this. So I wrote, like Indian Mr. Bean. I just put it up on Google. And there was an Indian Mr. Bean. This guy, he looks exactly like Mr. Bean. So I was like, man, that's interesting. I'd like to talk to you. So I spoke to him and I said, did you always know you look like Mr. Bean and all of that? So he's like, well, what can I do? Again, I also grew up in like the Shah Rukh Khan guy. Maybe I started looking like Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
But, he said, I was always very underconfident as a child. I didn't have friends. I was very shy. I wanted to be like, the class clown, but it's just not me. I had no confidence. But, when I started seeing Mr. Bean, I gained a lot of confidence. I said, how? What do you mean? So he said, Mr. Bean is somebody who enjoys his own company. And how many of us really enjoy each other's our own company? We're great in front of other people, but when we're alone, do we really like the person that we are?
Yeah.
Probably not, probably yes. It's 50-50, I guess. So he's saying, I love myself. That's what Mr. Bean taught me, to love yourself always. कि अगर dating करना है तो date yourself. अगर shopping करना है, shop for yourself. Like मजा आएगा. Like sometimes it's like when you're feeling low, go outside. You'll start feeling better. You're going for shopping, buy a new t-shirt. You look better. So he said, when I started accepting myself for who I was, then my confidence increased. So actually, Mr. Bean has a lot of confidence because only that man can roam around with a teddy bear, drive a car like that,
Right.
and behave so silly, And he's getting into trouble, but maza bhi aa raha hai usko, And he's like, same way, I also enjoy myself. And that's something that Mr. Bean has taught me, to date yourself, to love yourself. And I said, that's a great message, man. That's a great message. So yeah, like, he also, now he gets invited to parties. Probably yes, because he looks like Mr. Bean. But great, he dances the way he wants to dance. Who cares if he doesn't know how to dance? He talks the way he wants to talk. He's more open about things. Before he was all very reserved.
But you heard him speak? Of
He-
course.
No, so he does speak like how he normally speaks.
Yeah.
But now he's also learned how to imitate Rowan Atkinson also.
Okay.
Hello. He does whatever the way Mr. Bean talks.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, now he's also Mr. Bean's like doppelganger. And amazing dude. Like you should see his YouTube channel.
Okay.
Amazing videos he creates. And it's all in the Indian context. Because
Yeah.
he's India's Mr. Bean, na?
Yeah.
So things that we Indians can relate with, he's put Mr. Bean in that. And he looks exactly like Mr. Bean. So there are new stories that are coming up, So fantastic. Like he's saying before, I was so scared to even get in front of a camera. I hated people taking my pictures because I only hated myself. I was so underconfident.
Same.
अब मजा आ रहा है. It's like I love myself. ठीक है यार मैं ऐसा हूँ तो क्या हो गया? So he's saying that is something that Mr. Bean has taught him. Now, yes, he looks like Mr. Bean. Probably, even if he didn't look like Mr. Bean, probably Mr. Bean could have taught him the same lesson to love yourself. But he's like, I'm happy also, yeah. Like a person that I admire so much, I look like him. I look like Rowan Atkinson. I look like Mr. Bean. So it's good that I get this attention.
But from both stories that you had of the lookalikes, anywhere do you draw this line of similarity ki dono at any point, because we know that the Shah Rukh Khan guy did feel a little bit about his identity not being, say, distinguished from Shah Rukh Khan. So idhar bhi kya did you feel the same way, that he was also feeling a little that maybe he wouldn't have been a lookalike and would have an own identity
Probably, I think both of them would have gone through some sort of identity crisis.
Yeah.
But I think what both of them have done is that they've accepted it. They're like, because you can't do anything about the way you look, right? Like, tomorrow if I look like Brad Pitt, I'd be damn happy, ठीक है? Like, मैं change करने के लिए तैयार हूँ. But, yeah, it's not me, right? But I can't do anything about it. If I look like that, I look like that, you know? So even the Shah Rukh Khan guy realizes, I look like him. Now I can make the most out of it. If I'm getting the fame, why won't I take it? You're a human being. No, if you get fame tomorrow, if you're getting paid to dance at weddings, wouldn't you take it?
I would.
You would, yeah. And there's nothing to judge him about. Yeah? Like, put yourself in his shoes also. So yeah, he has this identity thing. Like, I wish people knew me also. But I am the way I am. Right? So yes, I'm making money off Shah Rukh Khan also. But I am myself to my family. Same thing even this Mr. Bean guy says. He's like, you know, I am the way I am. I'm taking advantage of it because I look like Mr. Bean and I'm making new content. Maybe I'm putting a smile on people's faces. And that's true. Mr. Bean has put a smile on all our faces. He's making this content in Hindi and in using the Indian context. And he's making people laugh. So he's in a way also doing something that's very, very nice. So I think they've accepted that, yes, I think they'll always have a sort of identity crisis, but it is the way it is. That's what I mean. Everything is not black and white, you know. Like, hota hai. Like, sometimes it's like, even I don't look like Mr. Bean or Shah Rukh Khan. I also have an identity crisis every day.
Correct.
You know, like, am I doing what I really want to do? Is it really impacting people? You know, I've done some good things. I've done some bad things. Like, I mean, we all struggle with it. So they are no different. But what I like about them is that, you know, they're honest about it. They're making the most of it. How many of us even make the most of who we are?
Yeah.
We don't. So that's what I admire about both of them.
Right.